Hello, boys and girls. It is Mr. McAndrew, the math coach, with you again today, and super excited to get more into rounding. But first, let's get to our place value organizer. Today's number is, how would you read that number? Read it to yourself or out loud. You can talk to yourself like I talk to myself sometimes. So how would you say that number? I would read it as 62,208. Okay, you don't have to say 208. That comes later when you do decimals, and you might say like and 2/10. But don't worry about that right now. The point is, you just say 62,208. Okay, so that's how you would write it in word form. Word form. Okay, and here's your expanded form. 100 more. Again, you would add. You know what, boys and girls? Let's do this. Let's change this to 1,000 more today. Okay, 1,000 more. So what is 1,000 more than 62,208? Okay, so if you look in the thousands place, there's a 2. If you add another 1,000 to that, you would have 3 thousands in that place. So you would have 63,208. Okay? All right, as usual, we're going to do this last. So let's look over here. But before we do that, let's just go back to what we did on Monday. We discovered that 70 is 10 times greater than 7. So 7 times 10 equals 70. Okay? Now you'll notice that when you multiply something by 10, it ends up with an extra 0 at the end of it. Okay? Something that you might notice. And if we look back on what we did on Tuesday, 50 times 10 equals 500. So you'll notice that it's 50 with another 0. Okay, so that's a pattern you might notice when you're doing this. So if we come back to today, which is Wednesday, the value of the digit in the hundreds place is what? Well, there's a 2 in the hundreds place, so if it's 200s, it should be 200. Okay, and the value of the digit in the thousands place, which is here, is also a 2. And if it's 2,000s, that would be 2,000. Okay, same with expanded form. So how many times greater is the value of this 2 in the thousands place, right, than the hundreds place? So that's the question. It looks like here it didn't get changed correctly. I must have forgot that. So how much is the digit in the, so it should say in the, this should change that to thousands. All right, and let's change the ones to hundreds. All right, so now it says the right thing. Okay, so how many times greater is the digit in the thousands place than the hundreds? Well, if it fits the same pattern we've been looking at, it should be 10 times greater, right? 10 times. So 200 times 10, does that equal 2,000? Well, here's our 200, and there's an extra 0, okay? Or I could think of it as 200. If I do that 10 times, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this right here is 1,000. 2, 4, 6, 800, 1,000. And this is also 1,000. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So 200 10 times is 2,000. 1,000 here, 1,000 here. So in fact, that is true. So once again, the 2 in the thousands place is 10 times greater than the 2 in the hundreds place, which is right next to it. Okay? All right, so you want to finish up this. You want to finish up word form, expanded form, and let's go to our rounding for the day. So we're going to be, today we're going to be rounding to the nearest 1,000. Okay, so let's go to our number line. There's not as many of them today. So we're going to start, as always, at 0. Okay, we're going to skip count by thousands. So let's go 1,000 here. I'm going to turn the paper like I usually do. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. All right, you skip the little lines when you go to the big ones, okay? 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Okay, so as usual, when we come down here, this will be 8,000. Okay, there's a little missing tick mark there. So we're going to put in 8,000. So finish writing those in, and then come back when you're done. Okay. All right. So does yours look like this? 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14, 15,000. Okay. So let's look at our numbers. The first one is 6,200. So let's find, please put a line where you think 6,200 should go. So do that now. All right, so I'm thinking 6,200. So this middle line right here, what is that? 6,000 what? Well, we're skip counting by thousands. What's halfway between 0 and 1,000? Halfway between 0 and 10 is 5. Halfway from 0 to 100 is 50. So half of 1,000 is 500. So this is 6,500 right there in the middle. So then 6,200 should go maybe somewhere like around here. We'll put 6,200. Okay? So it's between which multiples of 1,000? It's between, you can see 6 and 7,000. So I'm going to write that down. So 6,000, 7,000. All right, and which one is it closest to? Well, we can see very clearly that because there's a 2 in the hundredths place, it doesn't make it all the way to 500. So it's closest to 6,000. Okay? Why don't we do another one? How about we do, let's do this one, 2,250. So put where you think 2,250 should, I'm sorry, not that one. Sorry. Let's do 5,500, okay? So put on your number line, where should 5,500 go? Based on what we just talked about. Pause the video if you need some time. But I would put it, here's 5,000. That should be 500 right there. So it should be right there, right? 5,500 should be right there in the middle. Right between 5,000 and 6,000. So what's the rule, boys and girls? If it's right in between, if it's 500 more than 5,000 and 500 less than 6,000, it's exactly in between those two multiples of 1,000. So do we round up or do we round down? We always round up, okay? So for that one, we would say it's between 5,000 and 6,000, and we're going to round it to 6,000, okay? All right. Let's do one more together, and I'm going to let you go. Let's do the last one. Let's do this one. 10,189. Okay, so where do you think that would go? 10,189. So put a mark where you think it should go. If you're not right, it's okay. I'm going to show you where I think it should go. All right, so if this is 10,500 in the middle, 10,189, it's pretty close to 10,200. So I'm thinking maybe it's like right about here. 10,189, somewhere in that vicinity right there. Okay. So it's between 10,000 and 11,000. So I'll write that down. but it's clearly a lot closer to 10,000, right? You can see it. It's closer. It's only 189 away. That's pretty close. So we're going to circle 10,000. All right, let me ask you one question. Does it matter what is in the tens or ones place? So look, there's an 8 in the tens place and a 9 in the ones place. Does that matter? What if they were both zeros? Would it really change much? It wouldn't change much. It would make it maybe a speck smaller, but it wouldn't make it any difference in terms of where we round it to, right? It only makes a difference in terms of the hundreds place. If that hundreds digit was a 6 or a 7 or an 8 or a 9, that would bring it higher than 10,500 and closer to 11,000. Okay? All right, boys and girls. Awesome to be with you as always. Please make sure that you fill the rest of these out, okay, using the examples that I've done with you. Great job. Be good. And, hey, remember, if you make mistakes, okay, but like Mr. McAndrew made today, remember I forgot to do this, right? But if you make mistakes, but you catch your mistakes and you're doing your best and you learn from your mistakes, then guess what? Your brain is growing. All right, so keep up the good fight and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.